Okay, let's jump right in. We're about to talk about a huge problem that's kind of hiding in plain sight. It affects an entire industry, a massive one, but almost nobody's talking about it. This is the story of the national beauty education shortage, and, believe it or not, how one state is actually figuring out the solution.
And yeah, that quote really says it all, doesn't it? It comes from some recent research and it just hits the nail on the head. We've got a full-blown crisis happening right now, but it's flying completely under the radar. It's this silent problem that, well, it's about to get really, really loud.
The research is super clear on this. This isn't some prediction about what might happen in 10 years. Nope. This is a right now problem. The shortage of qualified beauty instructors is already here, and schools and salons all over the country are already feeling the heat.
So just how big are we talking? Well, it's affecting all 50 states, every single one. Not a single state in the entire country reports having enough licensed instructors to meet the demand they have today. That's nationwide.
But it gets even crazier when you break it down. Look at this. A whopping 32 states are in a critical shortage. 32! Another 12 are dealing with moderate shortages. So you add that up, and you've got 44 states in serious trouble. This isn't just a small gap, you guys. This is a massive failure in our educational pipeline.
So the big question is, how did we even get here? Well, it looks like it's a perfect storm, really. There are three huge national trends that are all hitting at the exact same time, and they're creating this crisis. Let's dig into what they are.
Okay, first up, the silver wave. A huge portion of our current beauty instructors, we're talking up to 60%, are between 55 and 72 years old. Now that means a giant wave of retirements is either happening right now or it's literally just around the corner. And there's almost nobody lined up to take their place. And that leads us right to the second problem, the pipeline. Get this, for every 150 licensed beauty professionals out there working behind the chair, only one is training to become an instructor. Just one. I mean, you don't have to be a math whiz to see that ratio is it's completely unsustainable. And here's the final piece of the puzzle. It's this total mismatch in growth. So student enrollment in beauty schools, it shot up by 22% in the last few years. That's awesome, right? More people want in. But the number of people training to be instructors, that only grew by 3%. So demand is just exploding, while the supply of teachers is barely even budging.
Okay, so the problem is enormous, it's national, and it feels a little bleak. But right in the middle of all of this, a really unexpected leader is popping up with a totally new model for how to do things right. And that leader? It's Kentucky.
So while a lot of other states are kind of stuck in the past with these slow, clunky, and frankly confusing systems, Kentucky is actually pushing forward. They're bringing in things like digital accountability, making things transparent for the public, and building faster, clearer ways for people to become instructors. They're building a system that actually works.
And right at the heart of this whole thing are schools like the Louisville Beauty Academy. And look, this isn't just some random school. We're talking about a place that's been named a U.S. Chamber Top 100 Small Business. They've gotten a congressional honor. They're setting the gold standard for the whole state, especially when it comes to training new instructors.
But here's the really wild part. Even though Kentucky is creating this amazing model for a solution, its own instructor shortage is one of the worst in the entire country. And that creates a pretty massive opportunity. You have got to see these numbers from the state board. They are just shocking. For the entire state, there are only 450 cosmetology instructors, which is already really low. But for aesthetics, 7. For nail technology, also 7. No, that is not a typo. There are literally only 7 licensed instructors in each of those fields for the whole state of Kentucky. Wow. So what that actually means is that a huge crisis for the state is a massive, wide-open door for qualified professionals. The demand is through the roof, and the supply is, it's barely even there. It's a land of opportunity. So let's bring this all back to you, because for any experienced beauty pro watching this whole story isn't just some news headline. It's a real career path. It's a chance to pivot, to use your incredible skills in a new way, and honestly, to build a real legacy. Let me ask you, does any of this sound familiar? The back pain that never really goes away, that ache in your wrist, just feeling burnt out from being on your feet all day, every day? Or maybe you just feel like you want to make a bigger impact, something more than just one client at a time.
If you're nodding your head right now, I just want you to know there is a better way. There's a path forward that really honors all your expertise, but without breaking your body to do it. And this is it. This is that path. When you become an instructor, you save your body. You can literally extend your career by decades. You get to multiply your impact by shaping the entire next generation. And ultimately, you get to leave a real, lasting legacy in the industry that you love so much. So if any of this is hitting home for you, the next step is actually pretty clear. It all starts by applying for instructor training, maybe at a place that's known for excellence, like we talked about. From there, you get licensed, and then you get to join this incredible movement to rebuild our workforce. You can be the solution. You know, when you boil it all down, this whole crisis comes down to one simple thing. We need leaders. We need people with experience who are ready to step up and teach, to mentor, and to shape the future of this entire industry. So really, the only question left to ask is, are you ready to build your legacy?